Hey Bethel Church family, it's Caleb, and I just want to give you an update on our Love Your Neighbor initiatives going on in 2025. When we began the year, we had a bold vision. We wanted to go out into our community and love our neighbor in action, be the hands and feet of Jesus, to lift our gaze even just a little and engage our community in new ways beyond the walls of Bethel Church. And we've been seeking to do that together. I want to take just a moment and share with you a few of the God wins testimonies, just beautiful things that we've seen among our land teams from our air, land, and sea. And if you're new to Bethel and haven't heard about this before, we would love to share more with you about the vision of how we're loving our neighbor this year in 2025. Our parks team has literally been out in the community, walking in our local parks, praying for our community while out in the park. And even we've heard from some of our folks as they've consistently been going at some of the same times to our parks, that they've gotten to know some of the faces that walk there and have their dogs there and their children there. And I've been able to say hello and ask how they're doing. Small steps of faith leading to the opportunity for relationship and the chance to pray with people, to invite them to church. Our trash pickup team has already got together and got to work. It's amazing. A group of folks from our congregation, they gathered on a Saturday in the Trotter YMCA parking lot. This is families and individuals from our congregation. They prayed, they put on vests and took their trash bags and gloves, and they went out two separate directions, two different roads, and began to pick up trash in our community. And it's so beautiful because the heart of that team is that what they're doing physically in our community is a representation of what Jesus does in our lives, what he does with our sin when we come to him broken and in need, and how he comes in and he makes us new and pours out his grace and mercy and love upon us. Our bus team is a humble team of 4, and we have 2 of our men that have already begun with a first bus ride. I've ridden the bus route right out here on Bering, and just sat in a seat and prayed and looked for an opportunity to connect with somebody on that bus route. Our senior living team has been so faithful, and it's been so encouraging to see how God has opened doors in senior living communities in our neighborhood. We have a group of ladies on our team that went into the Belmont senior living facility and immediately had favor with the activities director there and were invited to start a Bible study for women at the Belmont. 2 ladies on our team, Ginger and Lynn, they said yes and started a Bible study at the Belmont, and they've had like 8 women attending this Bible study regularly that they're leading in this senior living community. It's just so beautiful. And then we have 2 Johns on our team that went to the Pegasus, and God opened a door there, and they had the opportunity to start having lunch with men at the Pegasus every other week. And they said yes to that, and they went and stepped in and they've been having lunch with these men and talking with them about the Lord and being an encouragement in their life. Even to the point where the bingo night at the Pegasus, they were invited to come share the gospel at the end of the bingo night. We just had a major win with our schools team. You know, since our Love Your Neighbor initiative began, it was kind of wrapping up the end of last school year. And so they began to talk about how they might get their foot in the door at different high schools and middle schools. And God provided an opportunity at Wisdom High School. For our schools team, they gathered school supplies for all 150 teachers at Wisdom High School, and had a handwritten note of encouragement to each teacher. And our youth director, Paul, and a member of our schools team went and dropped those off in person. That's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity to show up at Wisdom and say, hey, we care. Our YMCA team, we've had a humble start, but super encouraging. We have a member here at Bethel who works for the Trotter YMCA and was able to get us a meeting space in the Trotter Y. And we had a meeting there where we talked about how we would engage folks within our natural rhythm at the YMCA, and we got to pray for the YMCA. And I know that our team members have been going and have been showing up, whether it's we have a teacher who teaches Pilates there. We got folks that just show up to do a class or just to work out. One of the things that we've continued to say with our teams is that we're not in a hurry. And I think that's one of the struggles for us as believers. You know, we can be wired to think in terms of an event or a program. It's like, let's put this date on the calendar, let's get this thing done and move on to the next thing. But that really isn't consistent with a way of life. And that's what we want our Love Your Neighbor outreach to be. It's a way of life. It's taking natural rhythms in our life and just being faithful. Lastly, I just want to say this. This update wouldn't be complete without asking you to pray. Please, please, please pray. We have a prayer team that continues to meet each month and prays over our Love Your Neighbor initiatives. But I'm asking you to join that just throughout your week, throughout your month. When you think about Bethel Church, when you think about the people God's drawing there in our community, I just encourage you to pray. Pray that God would give us a spirit of boldness, increase our faith, and help us to just be faithful people that take small steps as we continue to love our neighbor with the love of God because he loved us first the rest of this 2025.